Member from Stearns, Representative Hosch.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today is a difficult day for many people. Today is also a day in which history is going to be made. In 2005 was the last time that this body voted on essentially this very same bill. In 2005, I was a freshman legislator. I was scared. I was overwhelmed, admittedly. It was one of the first votes that I took was on this very bill. And I voted for this bill. Members, it's 6 years later, a little over 6 years later, and I can tell you that that vote lives with me every day. I can tell you that that vote hurt people that I know, that I respect, that I care for, that I work with, that I'm neighbors to, and probably many others that I don't even know. That vote lives with me today, 6 years later. Members, we, as children, I'm sure you're like me, in which you have memories interspersed throughout your childhood that you carry with you today. Some of those memories are pretty inconsequential, and you don't even remember why you have those memories. One of those for me is when I was a young kid at Hayes Park in Fridley. I was running with my dad, and I remember thinking, he's got to be the fastest person in the world. I don't know why I remember that day, but I remember it. There's other memories that are more consequential, that have more significant of a meaning. And one of those was with my mother. I was in my young grade school years, very young, second or third grade. And my mom was talking to me about her childhood in Florida. And we were having a good conversation at the table. It was just her and I. And she was talking about the water fountains that were segregated. And I thought that was quite perplexing. Even at that young age, I knew it was wrong to make people separate from each other. I knew it was wrong. And I remember asking my mom how she felt about it. And it was one of the few times that I felt vulnerable because I didn't know how my mom was going to answer at that point. But I knew what the right answer was. And up to that point, she was perfect. Whatever she said and whatever she did was the right thing. But this was a chance where she might be wrong. Well, she answered the question right. She said it was wrong, and she told me why. And she was still perfect in my eyes. Now today, I'm the dad. Since that vote in 2005, I've gotten married. I've got 2 wonderful boys. And those boys are just as wonderful as every one of your kids are in your eyes. And there may be a day they'll have those memories that they carry with them. And there may be a day in which they ask me how I voted for human rights for all, how I dealt with this issue. And I'll tell you what, I can guarantee you there'll be a day in which I'm no longer perfect in my kids' eyes. That will happen to all of us. But it's not going to happen on this issue. Where I would deny the rights of a couple that love each other in the same way that their mom and dad love each other. Vote to re-refer this bill. We're making history tonight. Be on the right side of history.